Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it, shall we? Alright, you guys, so yeah, I'm gonna have to give you guys a condensed, shorter version of top of the blogs, because I just found out that I gotta go to a mandatory meeting for like everybody that works in the county that I work in. I'm just like, what the hell is this gonna be about? I'm a little concerned, y'all. I'm just like, they ain't gonna lay us all off, shit, are they? Y'all might be getting more Roxanne, next month. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think that they gonna fire us or nothing, but it's just a little concerning and strange. There are some things going on in, where I work. So, I mean, I kind of have an idea, but yeah, it set me back. I gotta cut my day short, and I'm not gonna get all the stuff I want to get done. But however, we have got to get top of the blogs done. You know why? Because it's non-stop November, and y'all know how it goes. We don't stop. We keep it going. Listen, I want to tell you guys also before I get started that I really, really, truly appreciate everybody's well wishes and really nice words that you guys gave me on that Love and Hip Hop Hollywood video that I did. I don't like to be emotional and I don't really like to show it on my videos, and I normally, anytime I do get into that mode, I edit it out. And one of my good friends, Debbie, y'all know Debbie always says that I should let my viewers in a little bit more. And I'm just not one for that. But I will admit I needed it that day, because it was I was jacked up all day, getting my hair done that night, sniffling. I know they probably thought I was sick. I was just, my eyes was swollen the next day. It was just crazy. So I really appreciate it. I think I got about 1,000 comments on that video. I've never got that many comments, and everybody just really, really nice, and just amazing how many people are going through the same things. So thank you. Now, I want everybody to do me a favor and go back on those comments and talk about the show. I was just like, dang, I didn't get no comments about the show. It's funny because I really do like to read the comments about the show and get feedback and all of that. So whatever. You don't have to do that. I'm just saying, but I really do appreciate it because it was much needed. Now, I'm in a new location, never really recorded from over here. I'm at the AT&T. Oh, let me show you guys my phone. I'm at the AT&T store because I want to get a screen protector for my phone. But yeah, I finished my case. I don't even know if y'all gonna be able to see just how sparkly and pretty it is. But it's my case. My phone is gold. It ain't no damn protection for this shit. You see it? I mean, the whole screen is empty. But I just wish you guys could see the way it sparkles and it is so pretty. But anyway, I love my phone, and I tried to do a video to kind of explain how I did it, and it was a disaster. I'm just not good at do-it-yourself type videos, but I might still try to, I don't know, I might still try to just talk and tell you guys about the experience. But yeah, that's my baby. Anyway, you guys, the gossip, that's what you're here for, right? Okay, well, we got a whole bunch of shit to talk about. Okay, first up on the list, I guess this is going to be considered a serious story, so I'll get started with the more serious stories. The first would be Tracy Morgan. You guys know Tracy Morgan suffered a lot of injury from an accident that he had. Well, actually, he was just involved in the accident. A Walmart truck 18-wheeler ran into the back of his limo bus, killed somebody on the bus, injured a lot of people, and evidently Tracy Morgan was severely injured. Okay, we knew that his legs was broken, his ribs was broken, his nose was broken. Now we're finding out that he had severe traumatic brain injury. Okay, and evidently he has been in rehab, and they have really been, really trying to, give him intensive therapy to try to get his brain back working in order, and they're saying that it's just not, it so far hasn't been all that successful. His lawyer came out the other day and said that they don't believe that, they're saying that the brain is a curious kind of organ that, when you think that it's not going to do anything, it will mend itself, or it will, it has these things that scientists still don't really know exactly how it will work. However, I guess they've had enough experience to know that he is not recovering the way that he should be, how they expected him to, even with this intensive therapy. And they're saying that Tracy Morgan may not ever be the Tracy Morgan that we know, which is so sad, you guys, because, you know, Tracy Morgan, I've always liked Tracy Morgan. I liked him on Martin, you know, when he was on Saturday Night Live. You know, he was on the show with 30 Rock. You know, he's just a comedian who, even though we knew he had his struggles with alcohol or drugs, I think it was alcohol mostly, you know, he was just one of those people that you just kind of wanted to see win. He's been through a lot. We've seen him divorce, and then he found a new girl, and he seemed to have been happy. He seemed to have got that alcohol under control, and then something like this happens. I mean, you just never really know in life, okay, what tomorrow may bring. And it's just sad that, you know, for somebody who seemed like they were back getting their life really truly in order and, you know, in control of everything, for this to happen to him. So yeah, it doesn't look like Tracy Morgan is going to be the Tracy Morgan that we know. He probably won't be doing stand-up and TV shows. I think they wrote him completely out of the show that he was on. And just a tragedy, just totally a tragedy. So very, very sad for Tracy Morgan. I just wanted to let you guys know. So we just gonna keep on praying that, you know, that something comes out of this therapy and that he's able to, you know, have, you know, some semblance of a normal life, even if he's not back on the road. You know, it's just, yeah, it's just sad. I hope you get better, Tracy. Alright, y'all, Bill Cosby. We might as well talk about it. People have been asking me to talk about it, and I don't know why I hadn't. I mean, I have talked about this Bill Cosby rape allegation in my Top of the Blogs a long time ago. I want to say like in my first 20 Top of the Blogs, somewhere in there I talked about it. Because I have been knowing about these rape allegations for some time. And you know, they'll make a little splash on the headlines, and then it just mysteriously goes away. So I've had my feelings about Bill Cosby for a while. Just a series of things that have happened with Bill Cosby over the years that has just kind of changed my views of him, you know, being, you know, America's dad or whatever, from being on the Cosby Show. You know, that whole thing about the illegitimate child and how he treated that kid. I think he has a daughter who doesn't talk to him and doesn't, you know, doesn't associate herself too much with the family. And then Bill Cosby's recent views on just Black America. I mean, yeah, I understand totally what he's saying, and I agree to some extent on what he's saying, but I'm not even gonna get into it. I just feel like Bill Cosby is a person that talks down about folks, doesn't really offer any real solutions. He's an educated man and knows about the socioeconomic, you know, crisis and situation of the Black people. Definitely not an excuse, but you know, there's many things that, okay, we talking about rape, right? Okay, let me not get into my preach mode about Bill Cosby, but I do definitely have my feelings about Bill Cosby, so I can tell you right now that what I'm about to say might just be just a tinged bias, okay? But the rape allegations, in short, I believe it. I just don't know why women would come out of the woodwork, you know, back. Now, Janice Dickerson, of course, is a little bit different, but I'm not talking about Janice Dickerson right now. I'm talking about the other women who originally said something back in 2004, 2005. There was a Temple University female coach who said that she had been drugged and raped by him. That issue was finally settled out of court. After she did that, another person came out. 12 more women anonymously came out and said that he had done it to them. Like I said, the story went underground and we didn't hear anything else about it. Maybe a couple of years later, another woman came out and you know, that made a little bit of headlines here and there, but then that story also went away. Fast forward to today, or in the last couple of months, there was a comedian by the name of Hannibal Buress who, you know, basically called him a rapist. And that video went viral and people found out about it, and it became like top news. But like I said, I was just always surprised that people were like so shocked about it, because the stories have definitely been around. But for whatever reason, that story gathered the steam that it needed to bring the situation back to the forefront. So as the story started to get more and more, you know, airtime, then shit started happening for Bill Cosby in the negative. Okay, they took his show off of took the Cosby Show off of TV Land. There was a television show that was in development for him on NBC. They have decided to cut that. He had some appearances on Queen Latifah and David Letterman. Those were nixed. He had, now I heard today actually that he has the stand-up that he's doing this weekend. I don't know where it is. Is it Vegas? Not quite sure where. Originally they were saying that Netflix was going to pull out of it, but now it looks like no, Netflix is still going to air it. I think it comes on, it's scheduled to come on November 8th. Oh my God, that lady's hair. I wish you guys could have saw it. There's some cars passing in front of me, so. But anyway, so I don't really know what's going on with Netflix, but you know, all that to say is shit has gotten pretty bad, okay, in the court of public opinion for Bill Cosby. And not only the court of public opinion, but you know, from a business standpoint, these people are just like, listen, okay, there's too much shit going on in the world. We can't stand no bad press. Okay, so even if the thought that Bill Cosby done raped some women, okay, we can't be too careful with that. We just gonna cut our losses. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I would like to think that Bill Cosby didn't do these things, but I also can't just dismiss that these women, you know, have said that he did what he did, and because they're not as rich and powerful and known as Bill Cosby, I can't, you know, I won't just automatically write them off and say that they're lying. I shouldn't even say that. I'm just giving you guys my opinion that I believe that he's guilty, but he might not be. Just because you settle out of court doesn't necessarily mean that you're guilty. It just means that you're trying to get rid of the story. You just don't want to go through all of that, and I understand that. But I just, you know, I won't discount the other women's story as well. Now, as far as Janice Dickerson goes, yeah, you know, Janice Dickerson to me is a little stunts and shows-ish because of the fact that, you know, she's always been one to name names and really be very vocal about whatever has happened to her. It's just strange to me that she would bury a story this big, write a book and not talk about it, okay, succumb to whatever the pressures that she says that the lawyers and everything, you know, put on her. And not say anything when, I mean, she's said shit about Sylvester Stallone and other people, and, you know, I mean, Sylvester Stallone is very powerful, you know, and has been, you know, might not be as much anymore, but has definitely been powerful in the industry, and, you know, so it's just, and I'm not saying that she's lying either, okay, but it just seems a little strange. I feel like there may be more to that story. Like there may be, maybe she and he had some sort of relationship. Maybe they fucked around. You know, she might be a little bit scorned. Okay, so I don't know. But Janice Dickerson does give me a little bit of pause. Okay, but as far as the rest of the story goes, yeah, I mean, it's sad. It's sad that this man has gotten to be 81 years old. I think he is that old. And, you know, this is kind of how, you know, shit goes out. But I just have always felt that Bill Cosby was a mean ass, and, you know, mean people live a long time, and he gonna probably, you know, be able to, I shouldn't even say that. I'll take that back. I'm sorry, because I know y'all gonna get down in them comments and talk about me. I won't say nothing like that. All I'm gonna say is that it's just too bad that all of this is happening right now. Okay, but it's too bad that if you did it, then it's really too bad. I wonder if the comedian, this Hannibal guy, even feels bad for bringing all of this up and really kind of, you know, putting Bill Cosby, you know, back, you know, in the limelight in this fashion. But I just, you know, I don't know. What you guys think about it, though? Do you think that these women are lying? Okay, what do you guys think about Janice Dickerson? And then what do you think about Bill Cosby? Y'all leave whatever you think about it in the comments below. Alright, you guys, so let's get to the fool of fuck niggardry, okay? First on the list is Shanisha Taylor. You guys know who Shanisha is? Okay, well, let me refresh your memory. She was a 35-year-old woman who was in Phoenix, Arizona back at the beginning of the year, I think somewhere around April, either March or April. She is a single mom. She's a struggling mom. She doesn't have a job. She has 2 babies. And she had a job interview. She got herself together. She drove to the job interview, left her kids in the car, okay, while she was in there trying to get this job. Her kids were 2 years old and I think like 6 months old. It was a big deal. Somebody heard the baby crying. They called the police, of course, and she was arrested. Her photo mugshot made the news when everybody saw she was crying in the mugshot. She was threatened to have her children taken by children's services. They said she was an unfit mom. You know, she left her kids, and her whole thing was, I was trying to get a job so I can take care of these kids. I mean, she's on food stamps, welfare, the whole thing, okay? Her story reached and pulled on the heartstrings of all of us around the United States. There was a woman in New Jersey who decided to try to help Shanisha out, set up a GoFundMe account. I'm not saying nothing bad about GoFundMe, but I'm just saying, set this woman up a GoFundMe account, and they were able to raise $114,000 for her. Now, when she went to court, and we found out that, you know, this GoFundMe account, I don't know if it was GoFundMe, but whatever, they set up this account where people were able to donate. Once the courts found that out, they told her that, okay, you got this money. Instead of us saying that we're going to take your children and all of this, what we will mandate is you set up a trust fund for your children for $60,000. You set up a college fund for your children for $30,000, and you set the rest up for child care. Now, you know, before we get to what Shanisha did, let me just say that to me is just, I was just like, now you want all of the money. Now this child ain't got no job. And she still doesn't have a job. Okay, all of this money to go towards those things when we talking about the right now we need to survive, I think that was a little extensive, of course. So in her defense, maybe they should have relegated that, a little bit of that money to her living expenses until she was able to get a job. I'm not saying it needed to be no $60,000, okay, because, you know, but she needed some money, okay. But that's a separate issue because Miss Shanisha didn't do none of that. Okay, well, what they're saying is when she went to court, when the court wanted to find out exactly what happened with this money, I guess she went back for a checkup or whatever they call it, and she told the court that she put $35,000 of the money up for her children. Wasn't really specific what that meant. We don't know if that meant child care, college, or trust fund. And then the rest of the money is in some sort of, you know, virtual mumbo jumbo. We ain't really sure what she did with the money. Okay, Shanisha said that she put the money in her mother's account for whatever reason. And the mother doesn't want to expose her assets to the court. Okay, so evidently mama got somewhere around $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 in her account, and the courts was just like, oh no. Okay, you absolutely not, Miss Shanisha. You gonna get that fucking mama up in here. We gonna look at these bank records, okay? Because why are you giving the money to your mama to begin with, okay? Yeah, the court wasn't going for that, okay? They didn't, of course, they couldn't do anything at that moment, but they about to bring Shanisha's ass back up in there, and if they find out that she has spent this money, because, you know, they want to see if she made any large purchases. But so they're going to have her come back for court. Now, people have been saying that she used this money, $6,000 towards her boyfriend, to start a rap career with studio time or some shit like that. I couldn't find anything about the story. I didn't look super hard, but I've seen people talking about it. It might be on the blogs. I don't know if it's true or not. But if it is true, that's just stupid. I mean, if you know she did that, we can kind of imagine what the hell else she might have did with this money. You guys, in the grand scheme of things, $80,000 is not a lot of money. Okay, you guys have got to remind me to one day tell you guys about how I ran through a whole bunch of money when we first moved here to Atlanta. This is not the time or place, but yeah, it is definitely easy to get that shit will not last, especially if you don't have a job. You know, if you don't have any other income coming, you just living solely off of that. Yeah, so, you know, ain't no telling what she done did with this, okay? Especially somebody who, you know, might not be the best with money and just be spending all willy-nilly. Okay, even though 35, she should know better. But you know what? We always say it. Age don't make no damn difference on whether or not you got some fucking sense or not. Okay? I think we learned that just from watching these damn reality shows. So, yeah, y'all, Miss Shanisha, we gonna see what happens with her. Look like she gonna get in a little bit of trouble, though, if this money is gone. And then you guys gonna learn about, I'm not saying that everybody that has GoFundMe accounts are wrong, because definitely the concept is great. Okay, and definitely people need the help, and so I'm not saying that there's anything against GoFundMe, but maybe you will think a little bit harder, research a little bit more, okay, be a little bit more discriminatory in the money that you give for these stories that just come out from wherever they come. But yeah, that's it on Shanisha. Okay, girl, good luck with that. Alright, you guys, this is a real strange story. Michael Phelps, okay, he is you guys know who he is. He's the U.S. Swimmer who won all them gold medals over in the Olympics and everything. He had his girlfriend by the name of Taylor Lyanne Chandler. She came out with some devastating news the other day, okay? So evidently Miss Chandler was born with both male and female parts. Actually, she was born with a penis with no testicles and a uterus, but didn't have any ovaries. So I don't know if that's considered a hermaphrodite or what it is, but she was born with both male and female parts. Her parents named her, because she had this penis, and that was probably just the most obvious, they treated her as a boy and named her David Roy Fitch. I was just like, such an old manly strong name, man. David Roy Fitch, Her whole life she has identified herself as a woman. Okay, she said as a baby, as soon as she was able to walk and talk, she always identified herself as a girl, never felt a boy. Her family took her to the doctor. She was taking testosterone blockers and taking estrogen enhancers and lived her life as a girl. And she changed her name to Paige Whitney. Okay, finally in her teens, and then she changed it on her birth certificate. So, now she's definitely known as a woman. And she's lived her life as such, okay? Like she said, she didn't have any pictures ever of her as a boy. Nobody ever knew her as a boy. She never told anybody because when she got into her 20s, and I assume before she became sexually active, she was able to have the operation to have her penis removed and whatever else they did down there So she's always lived as a woman. Evidently the tabloids or somebody got a hold of the story. Not really sure how they got it, because it sounded like they went through quite a few steps to make sure that all that shit was changed, but somehow somebody got a hold of the story and they were going to put it out. So in an effort to beat the tabloid, she put the story out herself. Now the bad thing about it is she ain't told Michael Phelps. Okay, now Michael is in rehab for drinking problems. And he was away when the story was going to break. So she wasn't able to tell him. And she told everybody else. So, I'm sure Michael Phelps was like, the fuck is... Definitely not a damn laughing matter, because I would not ever want to, as a man, I don't think that I would want the whole world to know that I had been with somebody that was born, quote unquote, with a penis and a man. That shit fucks up men, okay? So, he over there trying to get his drinking under control, and then you come out with some shit like this. I'm not laughing, y'all. I'm just trying to process exactly what it is Mr. Phelps might have been going through when this story came out. But, yeah, it's actually kind of sad, because, it's too bad that the tabloids, okay, in the search for the big story all the time, can truly turn somebody's life upside down. Now, evidently, Michael Phelps and this girl had just got together. They ain't been together all that long. So she was like, I hadn't even had a chance to tell him, what was going on. We've only been together a short while. We had a good time since we, when we were together. But, he's been away. So, I mean, that in that sense, it might not even be nothing. Michael Phelps might just be like, chuck the deuces and be like, what, bro, I'll see you when I see you. But the bigger story is, this woman has been exposed, and she's now, people think that she was a man. People make fun of you, and people have a life to live, and Yeah, so that's the bad part about it. But yeah, what would y'all do if you know, my men viewers out there, how would you feel if you were with a woman and you found out that this woman was born, you know, with both parts? It's different. It's different. It's not the same as somebody that was born a man and then had the sex change, okay? When they've had both of these, you know, when they had both parts, it could go either way. And I think that this happens quite a bit, you know, that we might not know about. But I think that this happens quite a bit. And yeah, it's an interesting story. But I would like to get the male perspective. And what would you do if something like this happened? This is my male straight men, okay? I know I love my gays. I know I got y'all out there too. But yeah, y'all let me know what you think. Poor Michael. You think he gonna stay with the girl? You think that that's gonna be that? Y'all, real fast, this story about Bow Wow versus Tony Rock. Look, Tony Rock was doing some sort of stand-up somewhere, and he said something on the lines of, you know, every man has fallen for a hoe, you know, full-blown hoe at least one time in their life. And he was talking about Erica Mena from Love and Hip Hop New York and Bow Wow. Of course, Bow Wow took offense to that, and I guess I probably would have too. And, you know, Bow Wow, now the problem with Bow Wow is, you know, he got to be just I mean, nobody takes Bow Wow. I mean, your name's Bow Wow. I know we supposed to call you Shad, but you gonna always be Bow Wow to us. But look, I'm not gonna. Bow Wow had every right to be upset. Okay, it was fucked up that Tony Rock said that. But you know, Tony Rock is a comedian, and comedians have been saying shit for the longest. Okay, the problem with that is it just gets fucked up because, you know, now with social media, the things that comedian says is caught on video, and then it goes out and everybody else sees it. But you know, I've been in plenty little shacks and watching the comedy show, and they say some old way outlandish shit. You know, of course it never gets out because, you know, back when I was really going to the comedy clubs, nobody had camera phones to be recording shit. So, you know, Tony Rock kind of sort of gets a pass because he's a comedian, but then it's, you know, but then you also say that Bow Wow gets a pass, you know, even though he's, you know, showing out and saying he gonna whoop his ass and send the goons on him and all of this. You know, Bow Wow has a right to feel the way that he does too. He's planning on marrying this girl. I mean, it's just a crazy story to us, but okay, if he's serious about it, him and Erica supposed to be getting married in April, and you know, yeah, you know, you just don't want nobody talking about your potential husband or wife. So I get it. And then the cool thing about it was Tony Rock sorta, kinda apologized and said, you know, he just shouldn't have said that. He should at least be respectful of this relationship. So not really an apology, but sort of like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said it. But I think, you know, I think it's just because we just be like, oh, wow, you know, he gonna send out this tweet the other day, said he got the call and he told him to press go. Okay, some shit about the goons is coming after Tony or something. Like, why you just don't call him? Okay, if you all this man like you say you are, why don't you call him and be like, listen, dude, I understand that you got, you know, your niche, you a comedian, you say the shit that you say, but I just would appreciate, you know, this is my woman, we gonna make it happen whether or not you guys believe or, you know, respect it. I just would at least hope that you wouldn't say shit like that. I mean, don't call my woman a hoe. That's all you got to say. Okay, man to man. And I think that maybe Tony could have respected that. Just kind of like, but you know, all of this, the goons and this and that, yeah, that's when you just be like, nigga, this is, what fucking goons? I mean, who gonna do what? That's all. That's it on the old Bow Wow versus Tony Rock. What you guys think about that? Did you think that Tony was wrong? Did you think that Bow Wow was right? Okay, we're gonna have to blend all this together because I need to hurry up and get off of here. Solange got married over the weekend. I told you guys last week, and we saw the pictures of it. They were beautiful, you know, very different, very Solange-y. Okay, even her clothes and them riding the bike and all white and in the pictures, everybody away from me. I mean, you know, it was her wedding. Okay, however she wants to do it, that's fine. I thought the pictures were really nice and everybody looked like they had a good time. Somebody in the social media world, you know, said that this was the way that you break the internet, okay, because her pictures were everywhere. Of course, they got that term from the whole ass crack, you know, Kimmy Cakes on the paper magazine, and so they were comparing the Knowles clan towards the Kardashian clans, okay? The Kardashians, the mama evidently, after Solange and them put the pictures out of them all in white and all of that, then Kris Jenner puts out a picture of her and all her daughters in all white, and people were saying that, you know, it was some shade going back and forth. Not only that, but Kim Kardashian, the other day, she's somewhere, and they had all these dummies set up, so, you know, sporadically, and she stood with some friends. They all stood with the dummies and kind of made fun and mocked the pictures of Solange and her, you know, the folks from her wedding. So now everybody's just like, oh, that was shameful. And now listen, I did giggle at the damn dummy picture. The shit was funny to me. Okay, it's coming out that, you know, Kim Kardashian is definitely one of those ones who says shit and does shit, but, you know, keeps it sort of like passive aggressively. You know, I'm starting to realize that about Kim Kardashian now. But yeah, I did giggle on the dummy thing. It definitely was shade. It definitely was, you know, it was exactly what she did exactly what she intended to do. I do think that there's something brewing with this whole Knowles and Kardashian thing back and forth. Now, I don't really think that the Knowles care too much about the Kardashians, but I do feel like the Kardashians are using this as an opportunity to say whatever the fuck it is that they're trying to say. So yeah, I think it was some shade there. What y'all thought? Did you laugh at it? Thought the shit was kind of funny. That's what people wanted to know about that. A little side note off of the whole paper magazine. Looks like Kim Kardashian and Ray J are getting the last laugh off of that, okay? It just amazes me that they still make a lot of money off of that video, okay? But they're saying that after she did that, that was like an extra $50,000 from that month from sales from their tape or something. I was just like, what the fuck? That is crazy to me. Okay, how old is that tape? Tape wasn't even all that exciting. But, you know, it's just, I mean, that'll let you know right there that, you know, no matter what y'all say about that damn Kim Kardashian, somebody wants to see Ray J's lumpy long dick and her big round ass, even though it wasn't that big and round on the damn video. Somebody still out there want to see it. So, that's it. That's all I got to say about the whole Kardashian, Solange, Knowles, you know, wedding pictures, shade shit. You guys, and lastly, this is not really no big news, but I just really thought that it was admirable. Y'all, Monica Brown, you guys know the singer Monica, who's married to the basketball player Shannon Brown. A story came out that she is in pursuit of a nursing degree. Now, I don't know if she's in school for a nursing degree or what, but they're saying that, and a picture came out of her, that she works at some medical facility, a graveyard shift. When her kids go to sleep, she works from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. at some medical facility in Arizona. Not really sure what exactly. I don't know what. But, you know, I just thought that it was a really cool story because we know that Monica doesn't need to do any of this stuff. And I think it just shows if it is really truly just she just wants to, you know, learn about being a nurse. I think that it is just really, really cool that somebody goes after their dreams. Okay, I read the story real fast because this wasn't even going to be on top of the blogs, but I read it and I was just like, you know what, that really made me like Monica a whole lot more. I've always felt like Monica was super talented, never really hit the success that I thought that she deserved, but I thought it was also because her music has never been, I mean, she has an awesome voice, and I don't know, it just never seems to happen for her on her albums. You know, she'll have a few good songs, but, you know, I don't know what it is with her team, or if it's the producing, or I don't know what it is, but I felt like it's always been talent there that wasn't really tapped into. But there, I really, really admired that. I thought it was very, very admirable of her. And it just gives us something to really know that no matter what happens in our life, you should always go after your dreams. You should really definitely reach out for whatever that you want, and never think that just because, I mean, you can have all the money in your world, if you still have a dream, I think you should achieve it, or try to achieve it. So that's it. That was just my little feel good talk at the end of Top of the Blogs. right, y'all, that's it. Let me get off of here. I gotta run in the AT&T store real fast and then get on back to work so I can get to this meeting. All right, y'all. Wish me luck, though. Hope a bitch still got a job on Monday. Y'all, we do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.